Hello, and welcome to channel Ein Our Key, and I am your host, Voluntary. This video is a difficult one for me. As you can probably guess, I'm not exactly a big fan of government. When I see a societal problem, instead of thinking, what can government do to fix this, I ask, what did government do to exacerbate this? Still, if there is a job for government, it is to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If there is to be a state, it should be a night watchman state that protects our rights and nothing else. That doesn't mean I endorse the state. It means that my position is that if there has to be one, then it should have only that job. Still, this is a case that made me immediately want a government response. And, what's more, become very disappointed in the inadequate level of the government response. A friend of mine shared this story on Facebook. I clicked on the link and it led me to a story on Pathos. Although I have never been disappointed with the accuracy of the reporting, due to the sensitive nature of this story, I used Google to find primary sources. I then found this story on the UK Evening Standard, UK Daily Mail, and even on Newsweek. All three independent news sources cross-confirm each other, so I am very sure of the details of this case. In London, a woman named Martina Obi Uzam, while babysitting an 11-month-old boy, decided that he needed to be circumcised. Where should I start? Well, I'll start with the obvious. This wasn't her child. She did this without parental authority. That alone is the basis of this crime. I am opposed to circumcision. It makes me uncomfortable to be opposed to it, since this does mean that someone would have to enforce not doing this. Infants, and maybe even older children, have no ability to give consent. If you are an adult and want to do it, have fun. I don't care at that point. Don't tell me about the one special case where it has some minor theoretical benefit. I know the science, and that very special case can be handled by adults who wish to do it to themselves. The story gets worse. The judge decided on an absurd punishment. A 14-month sentence suspended for 18 months and a fine of £1,500, about $1,850 in prosecution costs, and an additional £140 or $170 court fee. So approximately $2,000 for an irreversible genital mutilation on a defenseless infant. Not only was there a crime, there was a lack of punishment. The one time the government might have a job to do, and they failed completely and utterly. Why did she get such a light sentence? That is a story in itself. She assaulted this child because of her religious and cultural beliefs. And the judge called her a woman of impeccable character for her assault, recognizing only that this was done against parental wishes. He said as much in the trial, stating, "I accept your intention in your mind wasn't to harm the boy, and you are a woman of impeccable character. You have worked in the community promoting the needs of less fortunate children. You are a professional person, a pharmacist, highly qualified and devoted to your family. Both of the parents gave evidence, and there has been a deep impact on you because of these criminal proceedings, but you brought it on yourself. She committed an assault. One could even say a sexual assault against an 11-month-old child. The judge praised her character and gave her a suspended sentence and a small fine. She was excused for religious reasons. He even expressed regret that she would have to retire from being a pharmacist and be unable to visit family in the United States. I don't care the reason someone commits a crime. Okay, I do care. If you are starving and steal a loaf of bread, that's one thing. But this is another. I don't care the reason someone commits assault and mutilation on another. She posed as the child's mother to fool the Mohel into performing this operation. That's another wrinkle. The woman is 70 years old. The Mohel accepted her word that she was the mother and her accomplice was the father. Now, seriously, did the Mohel actually believe that a 70-year-old woman was the mother? Why isn't he facing any sort of investigation? Perhaps he is, but there is no indication of that in any of the reporting on this story. UK law is not something I am expert on. Do they have a similar method to our process in the United States of recalling or impeaching a judge? If they do, I heartily recommend that they do so. If the government has a job, it is to protect those who cannot protect themselves, and this judge has just abdicated that responsibility. From my point of view, he is admitting that he is not fit to be a judge. When you talk about a victim of a crime, you are talking about something bad by default. But this case is exceptional because at every step it is bad. There is no good way to end this. I don't have an answer to this one. I just hope somehow justice winds up being done anyway. I've included links in the description if you want to read the details for yourself. Thank you for watching. Since channel Einarchy is a young channel, please help us grow. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and maybe we'll even get to double digits.